Let's transition to the last topic of the day. This is kind of political, kind of stock market. I think Carlos will have a lot to say on this one. Elon Musk is suing the Anti-Defamation League for defamation. He's blaming 60% of ad sales decline at the Anti-Defamation League because they are starting a petition to get advertisers to not advertise on Twitter because they believe Twitter is promoting anti-Semitic hate speech to the masses. Do you think Elon is right for suing the Anti-Defamation League for defamation?
You're in for me?
Go ahead. You can take it. Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. I don't think that we should. I don't think that that's the correct way to do that. Is to weaponize. I don't think that's the correct way to weaponize ideas. If you have a disagreement with somebody, or if you have a disagreement with a company, I don't think that that's the way to do it. You're setting a precedent where, like, we can basically say, we're just going to take all of your money away. We're just going to essentially deplatform you, because that's how these companies make money. It's really dangerous, and it has implications for the other social media companies. And look, Facebook has caved to this several times. I mean, they've caved to it. They will censor. They will do whatever, like you see in other countries. They've caved to it several times because that is a strategy that works. And even though that's the way that things are, I don't think that it should be that way. And so, yeah, unless they can actually prove that there is an intent, which is really hard to prove, then it's just they're just trying to silence someone who is saying something that they don't agree with. You know, someone was talking about this. ET FaceTime was talking about this. Did you guys see that series of Ray Dalio polls? Did you guys see that? The series of polls?
43,000.
Man, and so it's like we're at this point where, like, we can't just ignore it anymore. We're getting to a point where, like, people don't trust the media, people don't trust politicians, people don't trust the government. Like, we're getting to a point where this is gonna come to a head. When you don't feel like you can vote in anyone to have any meaningful change, that's when essentially all hope is lost. That's what people like about someone like Vivek or someone like Kennedy, is this idea that maybe something can change. That's what people liked about Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders. The reality is the establishment's not going to let those people have any sort of...
Do you think the ADL has any point that there's too much more white supremacy and this type of stuff's permeating on the platform under Elon?
Okay.
Because
well, compared to what? Compared to what it was before?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, compared to what it was before, you could make a case, and the case was made in Congress, that Twitter was acting as the censorship arm of the FBI and the CIA. So this goes back to, like, TFC or any of these other companies that have been disproportionately affected, their stock price, a return to the mean. The idea is, like, maybe they were overly censoring a certain voices of a certain side, and now what we're getting back to is a certain level, a certain median. I'm not saying that we should give them, and Elon has said this, freedom of speech, not freedom of reach. I'm not saying you amplify those voices, but you cannot censor people from saying something that is not illegal. That's the idea. If it's not illegal, they should be able to say it, even if it makes people uncomfortable. There are certain Twitter accounts that I would love to see censored. I'm not going to call them out, but I would love to see them censored. I hate seeing them on my feed. I hate the way that they use their massive following to essentially...
And Carlos, you just blocked me, bro. You don't need to go that
far.
Sorry,
Sorry, Chris. But you get my point. Like, but I don't feel that the internet would be a better place if we didn't have those people, because clearly they have engagement. They have thousands of followers. They're monetized. Like, okay, it bothers me, but they're not doing anything illegal. And I would not want anyone to censor me for saying something that they didn't agree with. You know, I have a lot of these arguments with people on X about FSDs. Like, I'm having this one, like, there's a massive thread on this one guy who's like saying that FSD...
Just get yourself into that Twitter.
And you end up getting in there because you, like, it's so obvious that this is what happened. And then people drag you into these arguments, but that's what it should be. And I really think that if we had more of that, say, on the political front and in the mainstream media, I think that's actually what we need, not less. And so, yeah, you absolutely should sue them. If you're costing the business, you absolutely should sue them. It's like Chris was saying, 10% of your global yearly profits, and the big enough fine is a way maybe to force people. Sometimes you need the carrot, sometimes you need the stick.
Maybe I missed it. How are they stopping people from joining?
They set up this petition to get advertisers to join them.
Ads.
Yeah, remember the ADL is like the de facto way.
Isn't that their right, as their freedom to go set up a petition and do that? They're not standing in front of Twitter blocking people, advertisers, from going in their building or calling them, right?
Well, it's about defamation, right? If I say, like, you're a shitty person for no reason, and, like, or if I say you're racist and you're just like, why? And
like,
I get all these people to not give you money.
Say, you know, Vitaly's super racist. Everyone should unfollow him. Like, technically, if people agree with me or listen to what I'm saying without doing their own...
Is he saying that about Elon, or are they saying that about Twitter? What are they saying?
About Twitter's amplification of anti-Semitism. That's their kind of core argument.
It's a bad argument. I mean, but...
Chris, your thoughts?
I mean, the truth about freedom of speech is that true freedom of speech means that you listen to everyone, regardless of what they say, whether it's good or bad, right? Adopting true freedom of speech is very, very difficult, especially for advertisers, because these days advertisers have to be a lot more politically nuanced in how they approach things. So, this is it. How do I say this? It's really sad for where we are in society, where everything can be penalized. So a lot of things that are not necessarily really bad are misinterpreted and then turned into ways that, companies end up being like, look, it's probably easier just to not sponsor this person or not sponsor this entity or this platform, instead of getting into a drawn out debate whether or not the ethics behind that company is valid or not. Like, that's where we are in society right now, where we don't want to do the hard things anymore, right? Same thing with like the stuff that we were talking about with trying to prevent theft in these stores,
retail.
in the stores. Instead of saying, okay, let's figure out ways where we can mitigate this, like working with local authorities to get more cops in the store or something, they're just like, you know what? It's better that we just don't talk about it. We just put it under the rug, and we won't do much about it. And that's the part that sucks. I will say this, in terms of freedom, the US is actually ranking a lot lower than people expect. I don't know if you guys saw the freedom rankings here. I think it was posted a while ago, but basically the US doesn't even rank on the top of the list, even though that's one of those things that the US prides itself on. It's like freedom, rah, rah, rah. And it's like, yeah, but you rank like way at the bottom of the freedom index, because anything you can say can have a material change in your life, and whether that's our culture that's turned into that. And even the traditional liberals who used to be like, I don't care, I will support anything that you say, even if it's the most grotesque thing, I'll support it because that's what freedom of speech is about. The liberals now are like, no, we need to censor because they don't agree with us. So it's like, where are we going? And what's funny is the fucking conservatives. The conservatives are becoming the crybabies too. All of a sudden, everything that you don't like is considered woke. I've been watching Ahsoka, right? Which I think phenomenal. Is like Star Wars Ahsoka. Phenomenal series. I think they're doing an amazing job to it.
He's trying to keep Disney afloat.
He's trying to keep Disney afloat.
He's like, I've been watching Ahsoka. I'm like, Ahsoka? What's Ahsoka?
He's like,
No,
it's
no,
on
it's
all
Disney
my
series.
devices.
Hold on.
I was like,
Before you guys
watch soap operas, bro? Like,
You guys should check out Ahsoka. It's really good.
No, before you guys
watch
go
the
into
ads.
that. Right. No, I'm saying before you guys go into that, just remember, I was a big Star Wars fan even before I was an investor in Disney. All right.
Sorry to distract.
No, but the thing is, like, if you just go to like YouTube and type in Disney, dude, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of channels created. Any single thing that Disney releases, automatically it's like, oh, it's woke garbage. It's like this, and it's like, dude, have you even watched a show? Have you even watched anything? But no, automatically people are just, are doing that. So I don't know. It's such a weird dynamic where now the conservatives are trying to censor people too because they don't like that gay people exist to a certain degree. Now here's the thing. I agree that don't outwardly put out messages, especially when they target children, but don't also be like, hey, listen, anything that's gay, you should be behind closed doors and it shouldn't be allowed at all. Like, dude, gay people exist, trans people exist. We got to kind of get used to that, We
should ask our conservative audience members what they think.
Yeah, I think the majority of the audience is. Should we poll the audience? Are you right or left?
No, I'm just kidding.
I think
we did that one time.
If you feel comfortable, your political leaning, just one word, you can say, left leaning, right leaning, liberal,
right.
I
noticed it because I started making videos in finance in November 2021. Everyone was a conservative, bro. I said I did one video about Joe Biden. I think I like insulted him. All the comments were like, "Yeah, we love it."
You got a strike.
I was just like, "Oh boy." So
you got demonetized immediately.